Well, the elders issued a statement last week regarding the statement made by Wike that it will put fire in states that support Sibilai Fabara. And that statement is very germane because we felt, as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have a responsibility to behave because you represent the country. As a minister of the Federation, you are not supposed to talk carelessly. There are decorum required of a minister or a public officer. But Wike threw everything above our board and talked like a tout. Governors, we have people who should have honor, who should have decorum, we should know what to say and when not to say. Wike utterances insulted the leadership of the Niger Delta, insulting Clark. It's an aberration. The age difference between Clark and Wike is over 40 years, which means he's a grandson of Clark. And when Clark became prominent, I don't think Wike's father and mother had conceived him. So for somebody who has been in the public domain for this number of years, the mere fact that you became a governor by stroke of law, you can insult him. For Wike to insult other judge, whom he went to beg to be councillor, today because he has become a governor, he thinks he's more than everybody, and he can talk to anybody. For Wike to say is going to put fire in states where governors support the right. He has already started putting fire in Rivers State. The recent IYC election is a testimony to what kind of fire Wike can make. Because he wanted trouble, he tried as much as possible to orchestrate cult war in the election, common IYC election, just because he wanted to take over IYC. And that led to the killing of people. Because of his desire for power, he instigated some boys who were screened out in their zone, like a Calamari zone. Two of the boys that contested were asked to step down for a better candidate. And they also endorsed, they signed the paper, yes, that they are stepping down for a particular candidate. They made public statement that they are stepping down for a particular statement. But because Wike has money to throw about, they reneged. That led to most of the crisis we had. So for elders, we foresee what will happen in the future, and we predict. We are not supposed to be talking every day, every time. We are not, what will I say, spokesmen for SIM. Neither are we spokespeople for Wike. We are objective. We saw evil, and we said no to this evil. And we don't care how anybody feels once we are talking of the truth. Somebody ruled this state for 8 years. He has left the stage. He said he still wants to hold on to power. He has a structure. Spiff was the first governor of the state. All those who ruled with him, where are they? Okilo became governor. Those who ruled with Okilo, the structure of Okilo, where is it? Other judge became a governor. All the structures other judge had, where are they? Odili came with restoration team. Where are those restoration team? Obeya took over, maintained the restoration team. Amechi came and came up with his own structure. Amechi left the scene. Where are those structures? So what is it that if you leave, come and govern, and he said nobody should take your structure? What do you want to do with the structure? That you are causing all the problems in the state. You abuse everybody in the state. That goes to show that you don't have a pedigree. Those who are polished, those who have pedigree, will not talk the way Wike is talking.
So how do we tame this?
You cannot tame Onagboro. That is why they said, don't look at the body of the motor, just join the motor. That is what the Agboro is all about. There's no way you can tame him. You cannot tame him. You just allow him to play himself out. Very soon he will be tired. Nature will tame him. You see, Wike, given to him, is a strategist and evil manipulation. He has observed, or he has calculated, or he has extracted the leadership of PDP that was in power for so many years and who boasted to be in power forever. He knows that they are broke. Most of them don't have any money. They were dealt with. And so he used to use small baits. He gave them small money, and they take the money and just dance to his tune. They are not even interested in the future of the party, the present crops of leaders in PDP, because they don't know how we formed PDP. They don't know how PDP came to power. We don't know the sleepless night we had in Boligo Hotel to get PDP to put PDP together. And the founding fathers, most of them are old, most of them have died. And so they hijacked the party, drove those of us who formed the party out of frustration and anger. So they have taken over the party, thinking that they can use the party to get achieve what they want to achieve.
Does UK have the capacity to set fire on other states governed by PDP? Does he really have that?
Let me tell you, it is very easy to destroy than to build. To build a house, it takes several days, months, weeks to build a house. But to destroy a house takes days, just few days. You can break down a house. Wike can plot evil, can plan evil, because he has so much money. Here was a man who was not declaring the correct Ijaw in the state. Here was a man who was awarding contract without budget. Here was a man who was awarding contract without tender. So he has amassed so much wealth. Here is a man who can dash the state over 1 billion of the river state resources. So if he can dash somebody 1 billion, how much will he keep aside? And the government, the EFCC, the ICPC, they are not interested because they felt Wike is in power with the president. And so when the president said don't touch, they don't touch. If we have the independence of IPC, independence of the EFCC, that they can do things on their own, well, they can decide to, some of them can decide to do whatever they like. But look at the judiciary. Wike has also destroyed the judiciary. The image of the judiciary has been battered because of Wike. We can see what happened, even from Buhari's regime, when judges' houses were attacked in the night to search, till today. We can see the conflicting judgments we are getting from the judiciary. That is the evil genius of Wike. So Wike can cause problem anywhere. Like I said, the IYC, Wike was not physically there, but his money went there to cause the problem. So you can, if somebody say, I will do this, he say out of the abundance of the heart, of the mouth speaking. Wike, as a man who has been involved in governance, who has amassed so much wealth for himself, and is still amassing wealth for himself, and who felt he can pay anybody, until we have the incorruptible judges, until we have incorruptible security agencies, until we have incorruptible leadership, then we can tame Wike. Otherwise, Wike can do and undo. But for Rivers State, he has failed because he has ruled 8 years and used the way he wanted to use Rivers State. And they wanted to use February as his third term. We don't know what he's looking for. We don't know what he wants structure for. Is he going to contest for presidency? How much of Rivers State money did he waste for his bid to be a president of this country? How much money did he waste for his bid to be a vice president in this country? So, churchy character, we still want to have structure, maybe because we want to contest against Tinubu. So, we are watching them. For Rivers State, we don't think the cohorts he had will be able to remove. And the funny thing, you may think that you can cover the light forever. One day the light will come up. We are in Supreme Court already. And I think the Supreme Court will tell Nigeria whether they are Supreme Court or they are still Wike's court. The law is very clear. When you decamp, you are no longer in government. You must go. It means you resigned. So if the courts are using technicalities to scratch the case without opening up the case, we'll get there. So Wike time is numbered. His days are numbered. His days are numbered because Nemesis is getting hold of him. And Nemesis will continue to pursue him. Nemesis, the law of karma, is already on him. And the insult is given to elders. Karma will still come on him and he will be so insulted. So we believe that time will tell.
So,
well, you see, Wike made a statement and said the Ijaws in Rivers East and Rivers Southeast are just two local governments. He has forgotten that the Obigbo local government is talking about. The Ndoki Asa people, Ijaw people. They think that Ijaw people are just Kalabari and Okreka. We have 12, in the 23 local governments, 12 local governments have Ijaw people. He's saying Abu Oduale is Songashi. Abu Oduale is Ijaw. 100% Ijaw. They get the people like Ijaw people. So in the Rivers West, out of the 8 local government, 2.5 local government are Ijaws. I mean, out of the 8 local government, 5.5 are Ijaws. 5.5 are Ijaws. In the Rivers South, in the Rivers West. He said Ikwere owns Port Harcourt and Obiakpo. How many Ikwere people are in the Port Harcourt local government? Port Harcourt local government from Diob to Town, to Abloma, to Okuru, down to Ogujagu. How many of them, Transamadi, are they Ijaws or they Ikwere? How many Ikwere people are there? Even in Obiakpo, that is claiming to be a Ikwere, how many Ikwere people are in Obiakpo? The Ijaw people are more in Obiakpo than the Ikwere people. And the strangers are in Obiakpo, not Ikore people. Where Ikore have dominance, it will be Ikore local government and Embo local government. Ikore cannot claim to own Port Harcourt. How many people are there? I mean, all the houses in Obiakpo, abandoned to Obiakpo. Is this house owned by Ikore man? This estate, how many Ikore people have houses? So you can see that it's making a tremendous mistake. Obiakpo is a cosmopolitan local government, the same to Port Harcourt. And in Port Harcourt, talking about properties, people we are living, both Obiakpo and Port Harcourt, the Ijaws are more. The Ijaws lack coordination. They have not been able to coordinate and identify themselves. The Ijaws people felt they have ruled, let us allow them to rule. And that was a mistake people like me made by bringing an Ikore man to become governor.
You took part in bringing him up.
Of course, and not only him, I was a catalyst to Amechi becoming governor. I stand to be corrected. Odin is alive. Secondus is alive. Abiy Sakemo is alive. Amechi himself is alive. Amechi's wife is alive. Odin's wife is alive. I know the role I played for Amechi to become governor. And that was the first person the Ikoreans have. I know the role I played to Mayor becoming governor. Mayor is alive. And to me, at that time, I felt that was the job of let's carry the Ikore along. And it's becoming an albatross. Rivers people are beginning to see that the doors we give to the Ikore people, they open for them, is becoming a crisis. A crisis for the entire state. Him, Wike becoming governor, it's the judge that made him governor. Without the judge, we wouldn't have been governor. And so for him to be insulted the judge that made him, God will insult him. So we don't have problem. We believe that time will tell. Wike, his days are numbered. Politics is not something you hold forever.
People like Olakawogu,
I'm coming to the Ogoni. He said the Ogoni are more, and it's their turn. I can tell you, Rivers Southeast has produced a governor, and that is same Fomara. He will do his 8 years. And my friend like Magnus Abbey, who was convinced to becoming governor through this method, is making a mistake. Because it is not easy, to remove an incumbent who has a serious ethnic background. You may look at Opope Nkoro. Opope Nkoro is not what is behind SIM. The Niger Delta is behind SIM. Nigerians are behind SIM. Nigerians are fed up of Wike. And Wike should realize that it's a political appointee. He can be stripped of his appointment any day, any time. And that becomes the end of the game. And the next thing we see is the EFCC are going after him. We have seen powerful people like Governor of Kogi State. Where is he today? So he should know how he dance. He should dance and look at his back. Kalabari says, Seksaki Moro. He should dance and look at his back. The way it's going, I pity him. Because let's start by advice to Rivers people. My advice to Rivers people is to shine their eyes. Wike wants to get his third term through the back door. And so we should not allow him to have his third term. Anybody Wike present should not be accepted. For PDP, we don't know where it will be. As regards same appointment, I think in Akukutoro there are two forces. The David Briggs force and the SAG, the Nanagogo's force. And the one governor did was to get a better cause to avoid conflict in that local government. Because some persons felt the local government is a property, it's a bona fide property, and they try to alienate everybody. And so you need somebody aligned. Dumo withdrew from the Supreme Court for SIM to have easy ride. And so if Dumo and SIM have agreed to work together, it is very obvious that SIM will compensate Dumo. So in the course of the crisis between these two major factors and Akubutoro, it is a neutral person. And that was why he took that decision. And that decision will be able to bring everybody together. It's like you throw a coconut into the river, the water will shift. Then after some time, it will come back. So we will try to save his head and force these people to come together to work for him. That's what happened in Akubutoro. So it will not be any problem. The person should let the player, the person will be a team player. He should be able to play with both parties and move on. But for Rivers people, we must stay behind SIM so that no single candidate, no single person will take Rivers State in his own pocket. When SIM completes his 8 years, he should also go. Another person will come. That person will complete his 8 years and go. That is how we can move on better. Not one man saying the Rivers State belongs to him. That we will protect. We will protest, and we must do that through our votes. Well, first of all, I'm a member of the Reconciliation Committee. We're here to make sure we make peace within the IYC. We are seeing the fifth columnist trying to interfere in IYC with the sole purpose of using the IYC against the governor. I have to be very blunt. We saw Wike's hand in the IYC crisis. Otherwise, IYC zoned the chairmanship to Calabari. And the Calabari IYC leaders of Tongut, elders, all of them as stakeholders met. Since Calabari's son, she indicated interest to contest for the chairmanship. And all of them agreed that whoever that was chosen would be accepted. And Datolu Sukubo was the one that won. We all signed documents to say we support President Datolu Sukubo. Expectedly, everybody withdrew. Like the Crickets brought only one person for Secretary General, and nobody contested with him. That would have brought peace. We made several days to pick a person. But because Wike was trying to spend money to disrupt the IYC Eastern Zone, the lack of a secretary and White said no, they wouldn't agree. And because they have some boys that will fight, you cannot fight against a community. I would say a community is one full yam, while individual is a part of a piece of yam. You cannot cook for a community, but if the community cook for you, you cannot finish it. But you cook for community, don't finish it. And because they refused to do that, they brought all kinds of people with the support of Wike to cause problems in River State. They said they would put fire everywhere. But yet it was defeated. That defeat is to show that if Rivers are determined, we could continue to defeat him. The fight in River State is not SIM versus Wike. It's Wike versus River State. Wike SIM has never seen the elders forum one day. The elders forum has never met with SIM one day. Quote me anywhere. SIM has never given one kobo to the elders committee, but they took it upon themselves to say the challenge is River State. SIM has never seen Ike Clark. He has never given Ike Clark one kobo. But he stood by as a leader of the southern Nigeria. This is evil, it will not strive. And that is why Wike can be insulting SIM, we can be insulting other judge and Johnson Clark. Because the people are determined to do what is right. So the IYC crisis has a hand in, Wike has a hand in it through the former local government chairman. And they tried to cause, he has already created another Ijaw body led by Senator Sakebo, just to bastardize, just to divide the Ijaw nation. And they cannot do that. The Ijaw people have resolved. How can Wike, who thought that you fire Ijaw people in the church, still want the Ijaw people today? So we are ready to say enough of this, enough. And that is why the IYC election was successful. Despite the fact that they brought people and they killed those people who came for the elections. Elections still went on. And those that they want to intimidate, they could not intimidate. They spent quite a lot of money. And it showed in the election that yes, they spent money. But we won. So our condolence is for those who died, either those folk or against who died. Because it's not supposed to, the election is not supposed to affect, it's not supposed to take life, it's supposed to be a peaceful one. But they refused. Those two men, Asekitam and Mr. White, refused that peace. And they wanted, they insisted, they thought they could bulldoze their way. And they all failed. They failed. So we have entered, the INC has come into the matter. We have seen the king and the people of Okrika. We have communicated with them. And from this weekend, the committee will meet to make a thorough investigation, the thorough finding of the investigation, and give a report to the police, to the security. We'll give a report to the INC, and the INC will give it to the security agency if necessary. But our concern is to make sure we reconcile all the warring factions. Like we have two INC president, we need to resolve all that. And also approve the elections or not to approve the elections. So we will sort all this between now and the next 1 week. And we'll give a report to Mr. President. Well, my advice to Rivers State is to stand behind their governor. We elected the governor. Somebody may claim to unpick him, but he was elected by Rivers people. Votes were counted, votes were announced, and Supreme Court has confirmed Sebelai as the duly elected governor of Rivers State. Therefore, we have a duty to support him. We have a duty to protect him. We must not allow looters. We must not allow those who want to destroy the state to take over the state. We must be very vigilant. We must be focused. We must understand the rhythm and do the right thing by voting out those who want to put Rivers State in their pocket. Don't say it does not affect you. Today the economy affects you. Today the food, we all go to the same common market. We all pass through the same road. We have no employment. Our children will finish university and no employment for several years after you train the child. So we need to work towards stopping that model and support a governor, advise the governor. And to the governor, he must listen to Rivers people. He must listen to the yearning of Rivers people. If we want to do infrastructure as we are doing now, let it be standard infrastructures, cut across the entire state, as we are doing. We appreciate some of the projects he has done. Trans-Calabari Road is well appreciated. The Bori, the road is appreciated. Even the roads is doing, the Ijaw Calabari Road is appreciated. Even the road is doing the Rashi area, the Oboko area, they're all appreciated. The Elele Oboko Road. These are projects that are Elebe, projects that are affecting the entire people. It's not projects that affect a few persons. People pass through them, but we need major projects. But above all, you must create employment. You do human capital development. You must create work. And for you to do that, you must listen to the people. You must know what local government A needs from what B needs. So at least you'll be able to manage them. Although our resources have been tied to these big projects the Ring Road project, Trans-Calabar, but then we still need to look at other areas. Human capital, a key. Then force the oil companies, help the Niger Delta leaders to force the oil companies to come and settle the Niger Delta. The oil is produced here, and so they must come here. That's why we are insisting that the GMD must be a Niger Delta person. So that these oil companies must come to stay where they're getting the oil. The former vice president insisted on that, pronounced on that, and yet they refused. They are doing things with impunity, as if they have two countries in one Nigeria. So we want the governor to work with the Niger Delta leaders and ensure that jobs are provided for the people of Niger Delta.